Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Dallas Independent School District, I want to welcome each of you to, again, the 33rd Annual Martin Luther King Oratory Competition, sponsored by Foley and Lardner.
Let's have you stand up right now, and we're going to show you a lot of love and a lot of support. This year, we asked our DISD students to respond to the following question. What would Dr. King tell us about our responsibility as citizens and leaders in America today? Our first orator today is Jackson Washington, a fourth grade student at Charles Rice Learning Center. Jackson, please step up to the mic. And I understand you like sports. What kind of sports do you like? You like football? Football, you like football? Yeah, any other sport? Basketball. You know who we have over there? Mr. Rolando Blackman. Ro, he's got next. All right, the microphone is yours.
What will Dr. King tell us about our responsibility as citizens and leaders in America today? If I stop to help this man, what will happen to me? But the Good Samaritan reversed the question. If I do not stop to help this man, what will happen to him? Good morning. I am Jackson Washington, and I am in the fourth grade at Charles Rice Learning Center. I am a young future leader of my generation. I am destined to become the person that Dr. King paved the way for me to be. I will continue to be the content of my character, which is totally remarkable. I say that because I feel that Dr. King's stance on nonviolence is how I approach life every day. I want to lead my classmates in the direction that Dr. King left for us to continue. I know with great effort it can and will be done. Life is too grand to live it in fear. We will be drum majors for Dr. King movements. I will stand up for my rights until my feet grow tired. Then I will fall to my knees when my prayers are answered. Dr. King once said, I refuse to accept the views that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism. Peace and brotherhood can never become a reality. The hope is that this mindset disappears. Dr. King made us wake up and realize that we all are equal, no matter the color of one's skin. What Dr. King would tell us about our responsibilities as citizens and leaders in America today is, I stood up for what was fair and right. I hope now you will take actions in my words and continue to be the content of my of injustice, equality, and justice for today's America. You ain't going to let nobody turn you around. Dr. King will want us to know through his motivation and determination we can do anything. America has changed quite a bit since my birth. We must continue to move forward based on what I have learned about our beliefs of equality. We must never again give in to prejudice, hatred, ignorance, violence, or fear. Trade it all in for our freedom, peace, awareness, and love. We can't go back. I can and will be responsible and take lead because every good thing starts with a dream. Ask Dr. King. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Sullivan Perkins, a fourth grade student representing Adele Turner Elementary School. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm doing great because I'm with all of you today. What do you want to do when you grow up?
Good question. I would like to be a lawyer, a professional lawyer at the University of Tennessee. Or if that doesn't work out, I would like to be an assistant principal at Ada Turner Elementary School.
Wow. Both great answers, and we've got lawyers here today, and we've got the teachers, so you're set. And the microphone is yours.
Thank you. You can escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't escape the responsibility of his time, so why should you? Today, leaders and citizens should have integrity, urgency, and values. My name is Sullivan Perkins. I am a 4th grade student at Ada Turner Elementary School. Here to escort you on a journey of how Dr. King's ideas are beneficial now. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. displayed characteristics as a fearless person. Being a protester and pastor during the 1960s was not for the faint of hearts. Dr. King led the March on Washington and the Montgomery bus boycott. Dr. King understood the responsibility that weighed on his shoulders. Through these events, he inspired individuals to press forward and join his great vision. Through his speech, he recited in front of 250,000 people. So if he can do that, leaders and citizens can too. Dr. King would advise us on our accomplishments and misfortunes, how being responsible citizens and leaders would enhance the quality of life. Leaders need to stop acting like you were in control and come together, listen, and have compassion for one another. Because Dr. King once said, we shall overcome, because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. That is why we need to work together with the nations of rising leaders on the brink of becoming great together. Dr. King will give us praise on voting for the first female president, something I believe spans far beyond his great imagination. The misfortune that Dr. King will tell us is that we are countering terrorism and cyber issues. That is why we need to work together here in our own country before we shall ever gain the respect of anyone else. Let's dream, hope, inspire, unite, love, and appreciate the uniqueness that one of us possess to form a country that spans far beyond my ancestors' wildest dreams. A country that the future citizens of tomorrow can correct the imperfection of today. I am the dream. I have hope. I will aspire to be a trailblazer for justice. Thank you.
Now we have Zaden Vaughn, a 5th grade student at Frederick Douglass Elementary School. What do you think you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a police officer.
Fabulous. Wonderful. Here you go.
Hello, my name is Zaden Vaughn, a 5th grader at Frederick Douglass Elementary. What would Dr. King tell us about responsibility as citizens and leaders in America today? My favorite quotes of Dr. Martin Luther King. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matters. We must live together as brothers or perish together as fools. Ladies and gentlemen, responsibility is not just about obligations. It's about taking ownership in the choices that we make every day. Imagine a world that mirrored a world that Dr. Martin Luther King dreamed. A world where everyone fully embraced responsibility. Think of the positive ripple effects in our communities and workplace. Responsibility begins with recognizing that our actions have consequences. For instance, being punctual shows respect for others, fostering trust and strong relationships. Responsibility also extends to our role as global citizens. By taking responsibility for our own footprint, we contribute to a lasting future. Also, responsibility means standing up for what is right. Injustice requires our voices. Whether advocating for equality or challenging harmful practices, it's crucial to act rather than to remain silent. I understand embracing responsibility can be challenging. It demands courage and often pushes us out of our comfort zones. We might fear failure, but remember that taking ownership for our own mistakes is vital for growth. Together, we can drive meaningful change. In closing, I encourage each of you to reflect on what responsibility means in your life. What choices can you make today that foster accountability? How can you extend that sense of responsibility to your community and the world? It's not always easy, but it's a journey worth taking. Together, we can build a future where we all contribute positively to one another and generations to come. Dr. Martin Luther King also reminds us that in life, if you can't fly, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you must keep moving forward. Thank you.
Our next competitor is Danielle Anderson, a 5th grade student at Clara Oliver Elementary School. Hi, Danielle.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good today.
Good. I understand you have a large family. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 8 siblings. I have 5 brothers and 4 sisters.
Wow, that's great. Where are you in the birth order?
I am the youngest in my family.
What's it like being the youngest?
Crazy.
Okay, well, that's a very good thing to say, and sounds like you have a wonderful family. And we're looking forward to having you speak to us right now.
Good morning. My name is Danielle Anderson, a 5th grade scholar at Clara Oliver Elementary. What will Dr. King tell us about our responsibility as citizens and leaders in America today? This is a very important question. Dr. King was a very focused leader that gave citizens and leaders the many ideas on how to take responsibility for improving America. Some of the most important responsibilities are to make sure that all citizens and leaders have civil rights, are able to express their opinion, and to understand that they have the right to speak up for others, regardless of their race or nationality. The first thing we want Americans to use is our right to vote. The right to vote for elected representatives. One of the civil rights laws that Dr. King had great concern were the right for African Americans to vote.
and the many Jim Crow laws that were given to black people in order for them to vote, who were given silly questions such as, how many bubbles are in a bar of soap, to pay a poll tax. Dr. King saw his people could not vote. If they did, some would be beaten, put in jail, or killed, just because they wanted their right to vote. After all the work he did, some people are still not using their right to vote. Citizens and leaders of America today need to encourage others to use their right to vote and make sure that that right to vote is never taken away. In Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech, he said, and I quote, "One day, this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal." Yes, he could say we are showing some progress, but let it be known that some citizens in America today are not just trying to be heard, but also seen. Citizens and leaders need to listen to all the opinions on citizens about the subject of voting. In Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech, he said, and I quote, "We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro in Mississippi cannot vote and the Negro in New York believes there has nothing for which to vote. There has been some improvements on voting in America. The leaders of America needed to use the Voting Rights Act of 1965 when fewer than 1 million African Americans were eligible to vote, compared to over 32 million in 2023, as stated in the Pew Research of 2022. For this, Dr. King's reflection will be a change that made a difference for the best. Citizens and leaders need to use the freedom of speech to explain the importance of being a responsible citizen. Leaders and citizens need to speak up and express their opinion with Generation Z and Generation Alpha the importance of being a responsible citizen, such as personal responsibilities that can lead to becoming a responsible citizen as an adult. Many have heard it. Clean up your room, wash the dishes, pick up the trash in your house or in your neighborhood. Do not throw trash out of your car window. Do not disturb others with loud music. The making of a responsible citizen, basically, is the responsibility to teach the next generation. Dr. King wants citizens and leaders to speak up. Dr. King quoted in his I Have a Dream speech, "There is nothing to fear but fear itself." So that means citizens and leaders need to speak up and use their voices to be heard. So it is clear that Dr. King felt that all citizens and leaders should use the freedom of speech, the right to vote, and speaking up for others who do not have a voice can easily be some of the things to do to show responsibility as citizens and leaders in America today. And please, please do not forget Generation Z and Generation Alpha. Thank you.
I'm pleased to welcome our next finalist, Kayn Thomas, a fifth grade student at Eddie Bernice Johnson STEM Academy. Hello.
Hi.
What's your favorite subject in school?
Reading,
What kind of books do you like to read?
like African American books.
Okay. And what do you think you want to do when you grow up?
Be a lawyer.
Fabulous. Wonderful. You've got some lawyers here you can talk to about getting a job. But right now, this is your job.
I can already hear Dr. King's smooth and eloquent voice telling us about our responsibilities as citizens and leaders in America today. He would say, "My brothers and sisters, you are doing a great job." Yeah, right. We still have some work to do. Our country has seen so much turmoil and discourse in the last few years. On the other hand, he wouldn't believe the progress made since his passing. We as citizens and leaders have legal and moral responsibilities that must be addressed. We cannot allow stigmas and our own biases to keep us from the continuous fight that is taking place, not only in our backyards, but all across the country, especially in our state capital. Martin Luther King Jr. did not fight for a divided democracy where only the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. How can we expect to progress as a sound and humane society when citizens are not focused on the collective assignment given to us? Justice, hope, activism, and most importantly right now in our country, the right to vote. Our forever First Lady Michelle Obama has encouraged us to do something. One important role we have as a democracy, as responsible citizens and leaders, is to get out and vote. We must protest, make our voices heard, and make a difference by who we place in office. Can this country afford another year of civil disobedience, violent protests, and the boycotting of voting by a group of people? One great man, President Obama, challenged us to: don't boo, vote. Give us the ballot so someone who looks like me can adjust the world on world peace and a just democracy. Give us the ballot so the laws can be fair for all groups of people. In recent years, we have witnessed events that have tested our commitment to democracy and our roles as leaders in this world. We are at crucial crossroads with the integrity of our election being tested and the voter suppression acts that are taking place right now across many states and cities. Dr. King Jr. was rooted in the belief that every citizen deserves a voice, that every vote counts, and that every person matters. Again, citizens and leaders, don't boo, vote. Voting is not just a right, it is an act of justice. When citizens are discouraged or obstructed from voting, it undermines the very essence of a fair and just society. So as we reflect on the current state of our nation, let's ask ourselves, how can we stand idle when the voices of the marginalized are being silenced? When policies are being proposed that make it harder to vote? This is not just a political issue, it's a moral one. As Dr. King will remind us, our fight must be nonviolent but persistent. We must not only march with our feet, but also with our votes. We cannot let apathy be the victor. Give us the ballot so that one day a bootless man can pick up his boots, strap on his bootstraps, and walk the good fight Dr. King expressed years ago. Give us the ballot so economic freedoms are given to all. Give us the ballot so those voiceless communities can speak. Give us the ballot so we can truly have a safe and collaborative democracy. Give us the ballot so that we can enjoy the true meaning of all men being created equal. Thank you.
Next, we have Dion Harris, a fourth grade student at J.P. Stark's Math, Science, and Technology Vanguard. Hi, Dion.
Hello.
I understand you like to sing.
I love to sing.
Ooh, you love to sing. That's great. What kind of songs do you like to sing?
I like Christmas songs.
We just had a lot of those. Yeah. Are you in a choir?
No.
No? Maybe you will be one day.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, in addition to singing, we want to hear you talk. So the microphone is yours.
Good morning. My name is Dion Harris, and I am a fourth grade student at J.P. Stark's Math, Science, and Technology Vanguard. Dr. Martin Luther King was a famous preacher, influential leader, and great role model who left his legacy of love to the world. He sacrificed his time, family, and his life in the quest for equality. He left us many examples of how to live peacefully with our brothers and sisters and what it means to be a leader. The problem is we're not following in his footsteps. So, what would Dr. King tell us about our responsibility as citizens and leaders in America today? I believe as he looks at our society, his heart would grieve, not just because of the state of America, but because of the condition of America's heart. I think that Dr. King would tell us that America is experiencing heart failure.
You see, the heart is the main organ of our system. It is a muscle with a network of blood vessels that pumps blood and oxygen throughout the body and keeps us alive. The heart is vital for our existence, but it doesn't work alone. It has arteries and veins to deliver blood to the rest of the body so that it can function. But when the heart is damaged, it doesn't work properly. It brings serious consequences. It becomes disease, weakens the body, and shortens our lifespan. This is true for America too. Heartlessness has no place in our society. It cuts off the arteries of justice, narrowing the walls of peace. It makes us inconsiderate and insensitive to other people's feelings and needs, and cripples our vision of becoming a strong nation with good moral values. Dr. King argued that people must have both a tough mind and a tender heart to move towards freedom and justice. He also said, a tough mind without a tender heart is cold and detached, and that a hard-hearted person only loves themselves and has no genuine compassion. I agree. It takes too much negative energy to remain uncompassionate, unemotional, unfeeling, and unsympathetic. This is unconstitutional. It results in cloudy thinking, slows down progress, and causes America to have a dangerously low pulse and irregular heartbeat. I can hear Dr. King saying, America is threatening a heart attack. Seek emergency attention now, because tomorrow might be too late. Immediate actions and critical care can save all our lives, and he would be right. He would tell leaders that they have the responsibility of reversing the onset heart failure by making recommended changes and adopting healthy legislation. There are mandatory steps that must be followed. First, we must recognize the symptoms by examining our attitudes, beliefs, and laws. Next, be willing to make any necessary changes that rehabilitate our thinking and actions to achieve justice for all. Finally, we must be committed to surgically removing any policy or law that cuts off blood flow of equality and justice. I think Dr. King would say to us, with leadership comes much responsibility. Leaders should have a heart for humanity, a mindset to move people in a collective direction, and the ability to work together to accomplish shared goals. In one speech, Dr. King said, while integrity cannot be legislated, behavior can be regulated. He said the law can restrain the heartless, even if it can't change the heart. America, the core of our problems start with the heart. The good news is any damage already done is reversible. By incorporating a good treatment plan, we can reduce the temperature of society, manage risk factors that divide us,
and controls symptoms that weaken the arteries of change and the veins of justice. This will start an electric charge to America's heart, restoring health and a normal heartbeat, so that we can all live a healthier and happier life. I am Dion Harris, and I approve this message.
We are now down to our two final speakers. Next up, Sadiva Debele, a fourth grade student at Solar Preparatory School for Girls. Hello, hello. I understand you are a gymnast. What events do you like?
I like floor and bars.
Floor and bar. So you have to be all about the Olympics, right? Yeah. How do you feel about Simone Biles?
Good.
Good? Do you think we'll see you in the Olympics one day?
Yeah.
Yes, I hope so. All right. So let's hear what you have prepared for us right now.
Good morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. My name is Sadiva Debele, and I would like for us to take a moment and think about what would Dr. King want us to do? If Dr. King were here today, he'll still be guiding us in a brighter way. I can see it now. He would tell me, Sadiva, be kind, be fair, be strong. He would tell all of us, stand up for what's right and speak out on what's wrong. Now, let's talk about some of the words of Dr. King. He said, hate can never drive out hate. Only love can do that. He wanted love, inclusion, freedom, and equality for all men and women, no matter the skin color. So let's spread loving kindness wide, not hate nor pride. Together we can make it right and keep Dr. King's dream shining bright. Now let's talk about courage. Dr. King stated, we must build dikes of courage to hold back the flood of fear. When we are courageous, we can leap, even if there isn't an end. He also said, with courage, we can do anything. I live by every word he spoke. So if I can't fly, I will run. If I can't run, I will walk. If I can't walk, I will crawl. But he said, by all means, keep moving. Did you know people went to jail for standing for what's right? And did you know they were even mistreated for wanting equality? Today, we continue to show courage, even if we're judged for our culture and skin color. But it's okay. If I have to, I will be the one who stands up for you. I will show courage no matter how big the obstacle might seem for us. And I will grow up to be a voice for every single one of you. As I come to my conclusion, I want to leave you one more thing Dr. King once said. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands at times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenges and difficulties. To all students, this means things won't always be easy. But I want you to be bold, be brave, and be resilient. But most of all, please learn to be more kind. Let's keep pushing with purpose and perseverance and challenges we'll face in this world. Unfortunately, Dr. King lost his life trying to make a change in our world. So please promise me that you will live with courage, live with the heart for equality, live a life of love, and most of all, let's all live like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Thank you.
We are now down to our final speaker. Please welcome Ivan Shatanda, a fifth grade student at Arturo Salazar Elementary School. Hello.
Hi.
Do you like speaking in front of audiences?
I guess, yeah.
You guess so. Okay. Well, we've got a big audience right now. What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be an engineer.
Fantastic. Well, great. Well, we want to hear from you right now. The stage is yours.
Hello. My name is Ivan Stonda, a fifth grader from Arturo Salazar Elementary School. What would Dr. King tell us about our responsibility as citizens and leaders in America today. 2 words: do better. Dr. King preached it. He stated, whatever your life's works, do it well. A man should do his job so well that the living, the dead, and the unborn could do it no better. We have to live our lives knowing we should never miss out on an opportunity to do what we have been called to do, today and every day. For this day will never come again. That's our work. We must see that the role we have been given is important. We are necessary. Even as a 5th grader, today I am necessary. Every day at school, we declare our creed, and I believe it to my core. I have high expectations for myself. I am honest. I am talented. I am unique. And success is the only option for me. I am powerful. I am responsible. I am responsible for change? Phew, no pressure. My responsibility is to stand on the shoulders of those that came before me. It's my job to continue to work. I am standing on the shoulders of Medgar Evers, a civil rights advocate who fought for voting rights. I tell my parents that voting is our responsibility. Your voice matters. And every day during the early voting period, I looked for the I voted sticker on their shirt. And if I didn't see it, I asked, "Did you vote today?" Until they said yes. It's our responsibility now that we have the right to vote. We can't sit around and not vote. Even our local elections matter. We must do better. I am standing on the shoulders of Roy Wilkins, the NAACP Executive Director, who is dedicated to nonviolence and using legal avenues to fight for change. This means I must fight for students who are being bullied. Bullying must change. I must stand up and be an example of what nonviolence and love looks like. I have the responsibility to help those who can't help themselves. 57% of bullying episodes stop within 10 seconds, just from a friend or someone being present. This means we must show up. That's our responsibility. We must do better. We are called to do better. I am called to be better, to encourage better, to love better, to work better. If not me, then who? If not now, then when? The time is now to do better. Dr. King says, the time is always right to do what's right. It is our responsibility now to keep hope alive and do better right now. Thank you.
I'm going to ask all of our finalists to stand up, and let's give them a standing ovation. Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Your preparation was fantastic. Your speeches were amazing. Thank you so much. Terrific competition. You did not disappoint. At this point, judges, it's on you. We're going to let you leave, and you can start your deliberations.
We appreciate that truly uplifting and unforgettable performance. Thank you for sharing your remarkable talents with us. I understand the judges have completed their deliberations, so let's bring our judges and competitors back on stage. Let's give them a round of applause. Let's go, kids. Judges are back. How easy was that? All right, joining me on stage for the awards presentation are James McFall and Clarice Tinsley, who will be assisting me in handing out the prizes to our winners. In addition to our gratitude and admiration, each finalist will receive the following: a plaque to commemorate their participation in the finals, an Apple iPad, woo! A Foley gift bag with some special swag, and a book about Dr. King. Our finalists will also receive checks in the amount of $100 for our 5 finalists who place out of the top 3, $300 for our 3rd place winner, $500 for our 2nd place winner, and our 1st place winner will receive a check in the amount of $1,000. But wait, it gets better. As we are awaiting the results and listening to those incredible performances, we received some truly wonderful news. A very generous Foley client who prefers to remain anonymous but who's with us here today was so inspired by the student speeches that she has offered to match our prize money awards. That means everything has just doubled. With that very exciting twist, the moment we've all been waiting for has arrived. It's time to announce the results. Kids, when I call your names, please come up, get your prize, get a photo taken, and then return to your seat. All right. First, I will be announcing our 5 finalists who placed outside of the top 3. We're going to save the top 3 for last. I will announce these alphabetically by last name. The first finalist to be recognized is Sullivan Perkins from Adele Turner Elementary. Come on up. Stand right here in the middle and turn and face the camera and get a picture.
Y'all, we could clap better for him than that.
Thank you, Sullivan. Our second finalist, Ivan Stonda of Arturo Salazar Elementary School. Turn face that way and take, nope, come back, step back a step. Ivan's been a stalwart of this competition for a couple years, so thank you for your participation, Ivan. Our third finalist, one of the most resilient finalists we've ever had, Kayn Thomas from Eddie Bernice Johnson STEM Academy. Our fourth finalist, Zaden Vaughn from Frederick Douglass Elementary School. Here, stand in between them. There you go. Our fifth finalist to be recognized is Jackson Washington from Charles Rice Learning Center. Is it time for our top three? All right. Coming in third place, Danielle Anderson from Claire Oliver Elementary. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, second place goes to Sadiva Debele of Solar Prep School for Girls. Which means that the winner of the 33rd annual Foley and Lardner MLK Oratory Competition is Dion Harris. Thank you. Let's hear it once again for all of our competitors. I want to thank you all for joining Foley and Lardner and the Dallas Independent School District for this 33rd edition of our competition. We invite you all back to help us celebrate our 34th competition next January. And with that, I wish everyone a very meaningful Martin Luther King Day, and thanks again to everyone who's been a part of making this so special and memorable. Thank you all.
I knew he had a good memory, because if I say something around him, he holds me accountable, and he repeats them back to me. So I knew he had good memory. So like I said, he's always superseded my expectations. To memorize a 4-minute speech, amazing.
Wow. Does he ever just break out into a speech about something at home?
Yeah. So with his little brother, for sure, he stays vocal, and he keeps me on my toes too. So yeah, and he can be long-winded like me. So even now, I'm trying not to give a speech myself. I'm just so proud of him, man.
Oh, wow. Okay. I know you're fourth grade, but how old are you?
I'm 9 years old.
9. Amazing. Okay. So, and you're the Nana. Tell me your name.
My name is Shangela, and I'm his Nana, his grandmother.
Okay. All right. So, what goes through your mind right now?
Say it again.
What are you feeling right now?
I'm so proud of DJ. He works hard, very talented. I am so proud of him. Words can't express how proud I am of him. He did amazing. So amazing.
All right. And how many times did you guys hear this speech? How many times did you hear this speech?
Oh, so many times. So many times. He practiced. He worked hard at it. He was very excited. He put his all into a lot of hard work. So he did so amazing. I'm so grateful. I am.
This is my first competition. This is my first year, and my first year running first place.
That's amazing. How proud are you right now?
I'm very proud of myself for making it this far. I mean, I won first place.
That was a great speech. How did you come about creating that speech?
Well, I didn't create it, Miss Patrick, and I want to give a big thanks to Miss Patrick because she's the writer of my speech, and she's been helping me, go along with my speech so I can win first place.
How long did you practice that?
Man, 3 months.
Wow. And was this the first time in front of a large audience like this?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you done anything like this before?
No, but I sang in church.
Yeah. Do you think you have special talent for speaking on stage, maybe?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Yes, I love speaking on stage.
Yeah. And your first competition ever?
Yes, this is my first competition.
First place. That's amazing. Well, congratulations, Dion. I appreciate it. Thanks for talking to me.
Thank you.
All right.